Visionaries, creative geniuses, modern-day Renaissance men. These are not the words that people who know Luke and Jorge would use to describe them. They are best friends, shameless connoisseurs of the basic and the niche. And most importantly, two guys just being dudes. Welcome to Bad Jokes and Semi-Wisecracks with Luke and Jorge.
Welcome aboard.
We are your captains.
We are. I am Brick Breaker.
Hello, Brick Breaker.
Hello.
My name is Dalbus Umbleore.
Hello, Dalbus.
I am a magician.
Are you?
I'm a, yeah.
Can you do a trick?
Yes. Here, I have this hat,
Okay.
as you can all see.
There's the hat.
And I'm going to pull a... Oh, no! Oh,
Put that
God, put
back.
that back in there. No,
You can't-
no.
you can't do that.
No, we can't. No. This is a
Children
family-friendly
listen
show.
to this. Gee. All right.
All right.
Pretend that didn't
I'm going
happen.
to throw this hat into
Yeah,
the
get rid of that hat.
the
It's
void.
a bad hat.
bad hat.
Right.
This is why I don't wear hats. Well, welcome. It's been a minute since we've sat down and recorded one of these. We have a special guest today.
We do.
Yes, hello. I am Phil, Bill, and Will, attorneys at law.
Hello.
Yeah, we sent this Zoom invite. Actually, we don't know who you are. We sent this Zoom invite to our comrade Will.
Yeah.
And you showed up.
Right.
Yeah, I'm his legal representation, so had to show up before, see if everything's good in here.
Well, what do you think so far?
I think he's good to go.
All right.
Great.
Even with
Yeah.
the hat thing?
The hat thing?
Yeah. Oh, did you not see the hat thing?
No, he
I
didn't see
didn't
the
see
hat.
that.
Okay,
thing.
cool.
Does
Yeah.
not see the.
Oh, yeah. There's no hat thing.
No hat thing. Oh. Well, it's great to have you, Phil, Bill, and Will.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. It's funny. We actually lived together.
We did live together.
All four of us.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay,
And we also work
I know how to
together.
count to 4. I got it.
I could see the little
gears.
cogs were the
Yep.
gears spinning,
The pinwheel of death.
adding up to 4.
I got there.
You
Don't
got to
worry.
delete some storage in the
Man, that music degree was worth something, I'm telling you.
slowly counting up to 4. That sounds about right, actually.
For a music degree, definitely. Yep. Over and over again.
Incredible. Yeah, Phil, Bill, and Will. What do you want to tell us about yourselves?
Well, I lived with Jorge, actually, and it was an incredible experience. That man knows how to treat a roommate, let me tell you.
I have so many questions. Bookmark. We'll bookmark that.
Work. Yeah, it was a fun time. We lived with a cat that was not the nicest to Latinos.
She was slightly racist, it's true.
A slightly racist cat named Luna. Funny enough,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Luna every day.
Me too.
Great kitty. Yeah. Thanks for being here. We have quite the show, honestly.
I shouldn't laugh when you say that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that we wanted to ask you about. You were kind of our animal expert.
Yeah. I studied ecology. I have a bachelor's in ecology and a master's in conservation biology. And I work for the Forest Service as a forestry technician. So I do forest conservation for my full-time job.
What's your top of your head best animal fact?
Oh man, I have so many favorites, but wombats have an incredible amount of facts that are just fantastic.
Oh,
Like, for example, they have a cartilage plate on their butts that they use to literally booty bump predators out of their burrow. It's
Wow.
like the perfect defense mechanism. And they can booty bump with such gusto that there are like fossils of fractured like dingo skulls that we believe are created from wombats, like literally breaking the skull of a dingo on top of their burrow by booty bumping them so hard.
Wow.
that's incredible.
That sounds
Yeah.
so jovial. What a fun way to ward off predators.
Yeah, wombats are pretty hardcore. They also have backwards facing pouches, because they're marsupials, so they have pouches for their babies, but their pouches are backwards. So the baby's heads stick out right, beneath their butt.
So they just poop themselves out.
Ugh. Does the
That
baby
brings
have
me to a third Wombat fact to share. Sorry. This isn't the Wombat Fact Show, but
It could be.
Could be.
We should
they
make a
have
new segment.
cube-shaped poops. Their poops are
What?
shaped like cubes. It's true. It's a real fact.
Why? What?
Yeah, I'd say Google it, but probably don't.
Google's gonna have some questions.
Yeah.
That's what incognito is for.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, but is it because of what they eat, or is it because of like how they're shaped, or
How
what's
they're-
the deal with the cube poops?
The poop hole is shaped.
I think it
cube-like?
has. Yeah, I think that might honestly be it. I don't know exactly, but I think it's the way that their like intestines are lined up, and yeah,
They have a square booty hole.
I guess so.
Wait, but do they? Now I want to look it up. Do they like poop in pebbles? Like how deer?
Yeah,
Like
it's kind of
Fruity
like little
Pebbles?
cubes,
No, not like
like little groups of clumps of cubes.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who knew? We should make like a new segment and just call it like Wombat Facts.
Wombat fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could provide you guys with one
Ooh.
every week. I mean, there's an endless number of wombat facts. I'm telling you.
I'm kind of down for this.
Yeah. We could have like a little jingle that we could play before the Wombat Facts. Wow, that really is a square poop. I'm seeing an image of it for the first
Yeah.
time.
You've seen this before.
I've seen them. I'm seeing them in the wild. Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. I lived in Tasmania for a while, studied ecology there, and
Oh.
wombats are all over the place down there.
Do you think you could give me a critique of your of my Australian accent?
Yeah, let's hear it. Let it rip.
Australia, mate. How you doing? Down under.
Yeah,
We living in Wombat country.
pretty good.
All right, yeah, I'll take
You
that.
just gotta loosen it up, mate. You just gotta get real relaxed with it.
That was really good. That was actually genuinely really good. Mine is a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's because I'm always uncomfortable.
You just gotta loosen up.
I gotta
You
loosen up.
Get more relaxed with it.
Maybe my poops will come out square.
Maybe they'll stop coming out as cubes.
Oh, because
But
I'm
that's
so tense.
the explanation. Wombats are so chill that they just come out as cubes.
That would make no sense, genuinely.
Yeah, that's true.
But good for them, honestly.
Yeah.
We could throw this out to the people listening at home,
Let's throw
or in
it.
a car, or wherever
Yeah.
you listen to this podcast,
Maybe like on the edge of a cliff,
or in the forest,
Yeah,
or
or-
in Australia, mate. If we have any listeners down under, any members of our board of trustees,
yeah.
any
Yeah.
shareholders that are listening, if you think Wombat Facts should be a permanent part of our podcast, let us know. We'll try it out for the next couple of weeks. I think we could do Wombat Facts for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And then if
Sorry,
we get
I kind
negative
of blew
feedback,
three wombat facts on the first Wombat Fact
well,
episode.
you gotta
Okay.
come out swinging. You know,
You do
Yeah,
have to come
we
out
gotta get
strong.
them hooked.
if you don't strike out at your first at bat, what are you doing? You know.
Have you ever played baseball before?
Ever played? Have you even played baseball? You know, you got to strike out until you hit something, and then it turns out to be an umpire, and you're now ejected from the game.
You sound like me. That's what I sound like when I talk about sports.
But I'm saying things that could happen in the game.
To
Just-
me, it all sounds made up.
That's fair. I mean, it is made up.
I guess that's true.
Yeah,
Somebody
that's
was
how
like,
games
"Hey,
work.
I got this stick in this ball. You know what we should do?" And then here we
Adam-
are.
And then a lawyer showed up and was like, "What if we added rules?"
He's like, we gotta let Nigel play, and they were like, but he's lonely, and so then he came with all his
And he
rules.
just clicks open his briefcase and he's like, "First rule."
There shalt be 3 strikes, and then thou shalt be out.
Bunts are impractical. Well, I guess we should
Get into some
get into some good old
some
propos,
some propos.
some prapras. I'm really putting my pop filter through the ringer there, you know.
Pa.
Pop.
Yeah, you're really popping your peas.
Pop in that P word.
You're gonna spit out a bunch of cube-shaped pea sounds.
Cute. So anyways, yeah. Lucas, do you have a proposition?
I do have a proposition. Are you ready
Tell
for
me
it?
about it.
I will, but with less diction, perhaps. So have you ever owned a dog? / have you ever wanted to get into composting? Have the solution for you.
I can't wait to see how these are related.
It is.
Yeah.
It is thus. So it is a container where you can start up your composting, but it also has a vacuum sort of a thing. You know how like some leaf blowers have like a sucking function where you can like suck up the leaves instead of blow, kind of like that. But it's to suck up the dog poop to add to your compost. That way you can have some compost and some lawn decoration in your thing, and then it'll all moosh together to make some delicious plant food for your plants. And that way you don't have to like do any scoopity scooping or like the maneuver where you got like a bag on your hand and you got to do like the hand bag thing. Instead, you just turn on your little lawn sucker and you just suck it all up, and then one day you dump it in your garden and you got some beautiful flowers and stuff.
Wow.
Yep.
As long as we don't call it the lawn sucker.
The poop blowhole.
That's worse.
Wait, that brings me to a question though. Is it like a leaf blower in that it has 2 settings, so you could launch dog poop at your enemies
You know,
or into your crazy neighbor's yard?
that was not part of the plan, but I feel like we could have space for that. I think that could be a useful addition. It's like going back to our chimpanzee roots, but with higher tech.
And also others poop.
Yeah,
The poop of other species.
right. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess.
this is high society. We don't use our own poop.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe you could. I guess if you're like really trying to.
That sounds
But
okay.
you shouldn't probably.
Yeah. I'm not. No judgment. It's just
I
not
think
my
some
personal
people do
preference.
for composting.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
If you're living like off the grid or something.
Whoa. That's wild. I mean, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. I had to look up actually if dog poop was compostable.
Does it? Because I
It
didn't
does.
do any research.
No, it's totally soil safe.
Luke was like, my whole proposition relies on this answer.
It's like, yeah, dog poop is actually toxic to most plants.
Stop it! You're blowing my cover.
No, you're totally in the clear. I did you the clear solid of checking on this opaque dog poop situation.
Thanks for doing me that clear solid. So how do we feel? Is the projectile setting a necessary improvement for the approval of the board?
Necessary is a strong word, but yes.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I think being able to shoot dog poop is really funny. So
Yeah, the practical applications of that are endless.
yeah. I immediately thought this would be like a great D&D weapon. Just a lawnmower that shoots dog poop.
Just like 1d4 of gross damage.
Yeah. Constitution saves.
To not like throw up.
So that's my what did you call it? A propo?
A propo.
Propo.
Yeah.
That's my propo. I don't like that. That's my proposition. I can use the full word.
You can use the full. I'm proud of you for
Thank
using
you.
the full word.
Thanks.
Not falling into these millennial traps of calling things by shortened names.
Ah, these heckin' millennials with their shortened names.
These heckin' millennials. Oh, darn heckin'.
Oh, darn
Tootin'.
heckin'.
Yeah, I can get behind your propo.
You wouldn't want to be in front of it. 'Cause
No,
That's
for
that's
sure.
very true.
For sure. Yeah, I'll give you like $8 for 70%.
Okay, that seems fair.
Cool.
Phil, Bill, and Will, do you have a better offer?
I think you should take Jorge's offer on this one.
Okay,
I've gotten involved in too many of these schemes before.
Oh,
it's not a scheme; it's real.
Actually, because you said that, I just got a call from my accountant, and
What's your accountant's name?
Ack. His last name is Elton. And they just told me that I am actually bankrupt officially.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Federal investigation into my prior propositions showed that I can't be trusted with money, so the government just took it all away. I think that's
man.
what bankruptcy mean. I actually don't know.
Yeah. Are you doing okay? Do you need to like make a phone call or anything right now?
No. I'm like I said, I just took the phone call in the
Okay.
middle of us recording this podcast.
Wow, you talk really quiet.
I'm really good at dynamics. So yeah. But good luck with your endeavor.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll see you in Bed Bath & Beyond in a couple years.
Like the back of what are those what's that chain of hardware store freight
Freddy's.
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. Yeah.
Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be on the shelves of every Harbor Freight.
Right. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, that was good.
Thanks.
Those were good.
Do you have a propo?
Oh, well, I don't want to steal the spotlight, but I think I have a propo.
I think you could steal a spotlight. I
I
bequeath it to you.
well, thank you.
Consider yourself bequeathed.
I'm dripping with bequenchedness.
I hate that.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for my bankruptcy hearing, I would like to present to you a proposition unrelated to my case. It's never an inappropriate time to ask for investors. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, shareholders, I present to you my proposition. We live in a state currently.
I don't.
Will.
In a society?
We live in a society that often drives. I've driven. I drive a car sometimes.
I drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drive all the
Occasionally.
time.
You know, and sometimes you're just really close to things and you feel like driving is sort of a waste. And walking, it just feels like it's just too far to walk. I want to propose an in-between mode of transport, right? And this is something, maybe you don't drive, right? Maybe you live in a city with really great public transit and you're like, I don't need to walk. Or if it's too far for me to walk, I'll just take public transit. Or I'll take a bus or a train. I want to propose an in-between step between walking and that other larger commitment mode of transport. Imagine a vehicle that was not powered by gasoline or electricity. It's fully man-powered.
Whoa, that sounds like the future.
Right? It's not nearly as big as a car, but is big enough to carry at least one person, sometimes two, maybe. We know that wheels are probably the most efficient way to move forward. So let's say it has wheels. You could drive it like you drive like a car, right? With like some sort of a steering mechanism, and it's powered by the strongest muscles in your body. Some of the strongest. By your heart. No, not your heart.
The wombat's cartilage plate butt.
Where it poops out square poops. No, it's powered by, your arms can be very strong, but oftentimes our legs are even stronger.
Whoa.
So imagine if you powered this vehicle with your legs, and you were on like maybe two wheels.
Okay.
This is a revolutionary idea. You said how many wheels on this baby?
If I'm correct, you only need two wheels. Sometimes,
How's that going to work? Wouldn't you tip over?
Yeah.
if you're going with a certain amount of momentum, you can actually cruise with just two wheels.
Look at Dr. Physicist over here.
So are the wheels like side to side?
Side to side would be fine. I just think maybe that'd be too wide. But if you put the one wheel in front and one wheel behind it, we've seen this before.
Whoa.
Right? How do we walk? With two legs. One in front of the other, baby.
Whoa, you're so right. So, good.
Yeah. So I'd like to propose what I'm currently calling the... I need a good name for this. So something that means to duel. The
Okay. It's time to duel.
Duel. We'll call it the dual wheeler.
Ooh.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's my whole propo.
How do you stop the dual wheeler?
The dual wielder.
Yeah, you can't stop a dual wielder.
They're too powerful.
Right, but they don't have a shield, so ranged weapons probably are a good call.
But they could just spin their swords. Well, if you needed to stop it, I assume like a braking mechanism of some sort
Okay.
that just like puts friction on the wheels would be more than enough to stop it. But if you're going like down a hill, it may be a little iffy. So, dying would be a good way to stop it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. That's why they say it can stop on a dying.
Exactly.
Yep. I always wondered
Stop on
why
a
that-
dying.
Yeah. I always wondered why they said that, but now I know.
Yeah. But I really want criticism. So if you all have any ways that I can constructively build on this idea, please let me know.
Wouldn't more wheels be better though? I mean, just because we all know more is better always.
Yeah, as one of my favorite guitar pedal makers, Joshua Scott often says about pedals, more loud is more good. So more loud is even more good. So more wheels, right? Significantly better. But I also know that we live in a society.
We do. We really do.
Not everyone can afford multiple wheels, right?
Wow.
So I think if we start at 2, we can only go up from that number.
Well,
So
what
we
if we
could
had,
alter
one?
we could offer like some spin-off products like the Deca Wheeler for the real high rollers who want 10 wheels.
10 wheels.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could like really flex on all those 2-wheeled little simpletons.
Yeah. Look at all my wheels.
Look at all I got wheels, baby. You brought up an interesting idea, which is one wheel.
Yeah.
Anyone who uses only one wheel to get around is clearly a charlatan. Cannot be trusted.
Okay. fair
Also,
enough.
they stole my idea. And how are you going to balance on that singular wheel?
Right.
Uh,
They probably have to also juggle at the same time, otherwise they can't do it.
I think so. Juggle chainsaws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but only one chainsaw.
Yeah. There's just. Dang it. Oh, there goes my hand.
I hope that came through without the visual for all of our listeners.
You know?
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll give you $9.
Oh, hey, Mr. Judge, sir, this man is willing to give me $9. I only owe 8.
Right.
Like Madden.
Right. That's the year I saw The Dark Knight.
Is it the year The Dark Knight came out?
Yeah. I saw it at the drive-in movie theater in Fort Collins, and I will admit I fell asleep.
I'm
So
pretty
that's-
sure that movie came out on my birthday. I remember feeling very special.
When is your birthday?
July.
Mine's in July. When?
What?
Yeah, because I saw it for my birthday also.
Whoa.
I was turning 13. Were you turning 13?
I think so. I can't remember.
Wow.
Do you all have the same birthday?
What if we're
I was-
twins?
I was born on July 19th.
I was born
When's
on
your birthday?
July 28th.
Whoa.
Yeah. What if we were switched at birth?
That seems
you
highly
also-
likely, considering that my entire family has very red hair.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding. I made that up.
You had me there. You could have sold it.
Yeah. Wait. But Brick Breaker,
That's me. I'm Brick Breaker.
you've previously told me,
Mm-hmm.
Dalbus Umbleore,
Right.
that your hair is not red. In
It's
fact.
not. Only my beard is red. My head hair is still there and is blonde for now.
That's not true. That's super. Not
I'm
true.
looking at it right now, and it's red.
No, it's not.
Okay. There's only one person who can weigh in on this correctly.
Is it my mom?
Luke's mom?
Mom?
We know listens to this podcast.
Yeah, she's
now.
caught up now.
She's caught up.
I don't have red hair. It's blonde, and it has always been blonde, and it will always be blonde until it's gone, which will probably be kind of soon, if we're honest. But I got a good beard, so it's fine.
Well,
I can look like
that's why I'm
Babish.
growing mine out.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm gonna donate my hair to you.
Thank you. Your hair will look great on top of my head.
Yeah, you just have to dye this, but you can do
Wait.
like a multicolor dye.
What are you pointing to this? Because our listeners can't see what you're pointing to.
Your beard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Or I think red beard, but like long black hair would be really funny. So you should do that.
Have you all seen the commercials for Natural Grocers by Vitamin Cottage from like 10
No.
years ago?
Oh,
Can't
yes.
say that I have.
It's the main lady is a lady who has hair that really doesn't seem to match the rest of what you would expect her hair color to be. It's like very blonde, and she just, when you look at her, you wouldn't expect her to have very blonde hair. So that's what I thought of, because I don't feel like you would expect me to have very dark hair, given the everything about me. The general Eastern European vibe.
Eastern European?
Yep. Northeastern European-ish.
Northeastern European.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like
Russia.
Russia.
Slovakia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your feedback. It was great. Phil Billwell, do you have a proposition?
I do. So
Ooh.
have y'all ever been, working in the kitchen? You got all sorts of pots and pans going, ingredients are flying all over the place, and then something rolls off the counter and you catch it and you feel like the most incredible ninja who's ever lived. But
Yes.
but nobody saw it.
Mm-hmm. That's
Right.
real.
Well, so I propose setting up a series of camera apparatus around your kitchen for the express and sole purpose of filming your ninja moments, just so you can show them and flex them later on.
That's awesome.
I don't have enough money for this, but I want it.
Do the cameras run all the time, or
Yes, always. You never know. You never know when you might catch something.
Okay.
Is
Yeah.
does it only activate?
So you need to get like a huge hard drive too.
Ooh. Would this okay, here's my question. This is only for the express purpose of like catching those really cool moments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would the servers like delete all of the other non-cool stuff to like make more space?
Yes.
Yeah, like what about like at like 6:40 a.m. when you just got out of the shower and you haven't really got dressed yet, but you just like really need a glass of water, so you like stagger into the kitchen and like get your glass of water and you're like not really dressed yet and you look like you just woke up. Will that get deleted?
Yeah, so we're gonna create like some sort of AI software that will go through all your footage and delete all the non-cool stuff and just keep all the rad sick moves that you do.
If my wife is cheating on me, well, I'm not married, so it's fiance technically.
Beyonce.
Nope. We all know Jay cheated. That's Beyonce is perfect.
Wait, really? I didn't know that. I'm a little behind the times.
We
You
can
didn't
talk
know
about this
that?
later.
Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't even pay attention to anything.
Yeah, Solange beat up Jay-Z. Solange is Beyonce's sister.
Okay.
Solange beat up Jay-Z in a Vegas elevator. There's elevator footage of it, and everyone was like,
Wow.
"What happened?" We found out that Jay-Z cheated, but like they were public about that. They were like he released an album apologizing.
Wow.
And they're still together because they worked through it. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know any of that.
But
Was this like a long time ago?
this is like a couple years ago.
Okay, that makes sense.
The point of me sidetracking. Let's say my wife's cheating on me. Is this going to tell me or no?
Or does it depend on who bought it?
It depends on who bought it.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because the AI keeps what you want. So do you want to know?
Ooh, that's a good moral quandary question.
That is a good quandary.
We could skip over it. We have a segment where we can stick that in later. We'll come back to this very question.
Yeah. So do you have to like fill out a questionnaire to the AI as you install it? Like, what kind of things do you think are cool? Do you have to like check a list of like, it'd be cool if I like catch an egg before it drops, but it would be not cool if I like break the egg in a lame way or something? Or does it just like kind of have an idea already of
You
what?
just take like 50 BuzzFeed personality quizzes. So
Okay.
it knows like what kind of bread you are and like all that good stuff.
Pick a Disney princess and we'll tell you where you're going on vacation in 8 years.
I love it. I'll give you $11.
Wow.
You know what? I have an extra $1 from this bankruptcy settlement. I'll throw it your way.
Whoa.
Excellent.
Looks like you've got $12.
It's exactly what I needed. That was my goal.
Wow.
Woo! Yeah, crowdfunding.
Woo.
It always works.
Always works.
Every time.
Every single time. No one's ever been scammed by crowdfunding. Well, that was that was a good round of propositions. Round of applause to us.
That's not a round of
That's
applause.
not-
Round of,
Applause.
let's try that again. Round of applause to us. Oh, this is a good
Felt like the
applause.
applause could have been longer.
It's actually, the button's stuck.
I like how there's occasionally a woo,
Okay, there we go. All right.
woo.
Woo! Yeah, Jorge!
Thanks, Mom. Will, do you know about that with my mom?
No.
Oh,
Look,
so-
you were there for that, actually, one of the times. Yeah, because you and our other roommate, who shall not be named, she's great. We just didn't get her permission.
Yeah.
You guys came to Luke's recital,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and that happened during the recital.
My mom, whom I love dearly. Hi, Mom. She would come to our concerts, and then one time it happened where Jorge did something cool, probably, and she went, "Yeah, Jorge," and then it just kind of became a thing. So then every concert she would come and cheer for Jorge, and I would also be there, and so she's his biggest fan.
Yeah, because during your recital, like the second half of your recital was like the jazz stuff, and I was playing bass for all of it. I think I got like a solo on a song.
Yeah.
And your mom stood up. I don't actually know if she stood up, but she like raised herself and her voice and like, yeah, Jorge.
Yep.
And then you and our other roommate afterwards are like, that was great. But what was the weird, like, someone cheered for you, Jorge? And I was like, oh yeah, that was Luke's mom.
My mom, yeah. We've talked about this on the podcast before. People are like, you're talking about the same thing again.
Yeah. Wait, has anyone complained about that? If you have any
No.
complaints about the podcast, feel free to email us
Yeah.
at lukeandjorgepod@gmail.com. That's LukeandJorgepod@gmail.com.
Thanks for spelling it for us.
You're welcome. I can also do it in Spanish, but I won't. What if we get a Spanish language Gmail? It's just Luke y Jorge Pod.
I would email it from the English language one, just to say hey, or just to say hola.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Bien. Will, you live somewhere that is north of here?
Yeah, I live in the Great White North in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. As I mentioned earlier, I work for the Forest Service. I go out in the woods every day for work, and it's beautiful up here. Also, I'm like 90% sure that I saw a witch when I was working yesterday.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's this old lady like picking mushrooms and wearing a big floppy hat, and she was asking very cryptic questions about our work. So I left a trail of breadcrumbs on my way back just in case.
Wow, that's wild.
Mm-hmm.
You just like encountered this person just like in the woods while you were at work?
Yeah. I was going through and marking out this unit boundary, and she was just picking mushrooms just in the middle of the Ottawa National Forest with like the nearest road being like a mile away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she seem happy to see you, or did she seem like she was like caught in the act of something?
She had a very mysterious air, which is why I think she was a witch. You know, she seemed like she knew the land very well.
Okay.
And like, you know, I'm new at this job. I only moved up here a couple weeks ago. So, you know, I get the sense that she has very arcane knowledge of everything that goes on in the forest and knew that I was new.
Wow. That's very cool.
Yeah. No, it's a great job. I love it. And the area is beautiful. I live right on Lake Superior. The bugs are terrible, though.
Do you have any way to prevent your bug infestation from getting you?
Yeah, I take a bath in DEET every morning before I go out into the woods. And then I have a bug net, too, to keep the bugs off of my face. Because they will literally just fly into any orifice that they can get to. They do not care. They will just go for anything. Your eyes, your nose, your mouth. I've inhaled several mosquitoes this week.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yum.
That's, it's protein.
Yeah. Gotta
It's
get
true.
your protein. Yeah.
I'm just out there foraging.
Foraging for the protein of the future.
Just filter feeding.
I wonder how many mosquitoes it would take for a human to subsist on just mosquitoes. Like, how many in a
know.
day do you think you'd have to eat?
Are these mosquitoes that have already, bit a deer or something, or are they just like empty mosquitoes?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that, but follow-up question, can you get like bloodborne deer diseases from a mosquito?
Yes, you can.
Ooh.
We have like a whole bloodborne pathogen like job hazard analysis that we have to talk about at work and stuff to avoid getting like Lyme disease from the ticks and all the diseases that the mosquitoes carry. That brings me to another fun animal fact. Mosquitoes are the deadliest animal in the world.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. They kill the most people every year by like a lot because of the diseases that they carry.
Wow.
Here's a question I have.
Mhm.
Like, it's kind of a hypothetical. If I ate a mosquito that had a bloodborne pathogen, would I get that bloodborne pathogen from eating it? Or would it have to sting me?
I don't know. I don't know.
Only one
I
way to
think
find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to go eat some mesquites that have...
Eat some mosquitoes.
So what else have you been doing with your job? What has that been like? I knew that the work and also you living in the space is pretty recent, right?
Yeah, so I just moved up here May 1st. It's a pretty rural area in the western Upper Peninsula. There's not a whole lot of people here, but there is a lot of forest. And one of the really unique things about our forest that is really cool is that this is one of the few places on the planet where the biomass is so rich that it grows faster than we can cut it, if we're doing like timber harvest. So it's a great forest for sustainable timber harvest as long as we do proper management for like protecting wildlife habitat and stuff like that.
Wow. That's kind of cool. So you said that there wasn't a whole lot of people.
Yeah, no, not really.
So I've been having a hard time with Denver's dating scene. I don't want to talk about it in detail, but what is the Upper Peninsula like in terms of?
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I've just been walking through the woods like Bigfoot, just unleashing a mating call. There's not really anyone up here.
Can we hear what the mating call sounds like?
You don't want to. I don't want to attract any undue attention right now.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
If someone just imagine you just blaring this mating call, and someone's like listening to it at like top volume in their car as they're driving to work. Suddenly they just get attacked by Sasquatches. And you live in like a cabin too, right?
I do. I live in a cabin on Lake Superior. It's really nice. There's wildlife everywhere, right by the Porcupine Mountain Range. Yeah, it's beautiful. There's bears, there's wolves, there's pine martens, fisher cats, all sorts of birds. Way more wildlife than people, it seems. Lots of days.
Wow. I can only imagine what it must be like living amongst the creatures of the earth. That's super cool.
I think you'd like it, Jorge.
We should make a trip.
We should
Absolutely,
make a trip.
you should.
And we'll do an episode from Lake Superior.
Ooh,
Yes,
that'd be fun.
that would be
It
very cool.
would be the superior episode.
Ooh, the Superior. If that's something that listeners want, they can email us at our new email, lukeehorhepod at
That's
gmail.com.
not real. We're not.
No, it is real.
Oh, is it real?
I just
Okay.
made it.
Oh, good. Good.
But you could also email us at our regular email. That's not a joke. lukeandhorrepod at gmail.com. I have another question. So you're amongst all this like really beautiful scenery, with all of these like wonderful forest creatures. Have you noticed anything like surprising? Anything like there's a part of me that's like, ooh, what about the Fae? Have you had any run-ins with like any like forest like creatures, any like fairies or like goblins or any gnomes?
Oh, well, there was that witch. Haven't seen any fae yet, although I am keeping an eye out. There are some terrifying gnomes behind my cabin, though.
Like lawn gnomes?
Yes, there's some lawn gnomes that the owners of the cabin who I'm renting from set them. I guess they set them up. I don't even know the story of these gnomes, how they got there. I should probably ask. But they're right outside my bedroom window, and they're kind of like looking in at me, and it's terrifying. Yeah.
That's scary. What if you asked your landlords and they're like, what gnomes?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't ask. And then I look out the window and they're just gone.
Have they ever moved, or are they always in the same spot?
I check every day. They haven't moved so far.
That's good.
They only move while you're asleep, and they go back into the exact same position.
Like Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
But like way more terrifying.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's
maybe
Owen
it's like
Wilson.
a fun. Yeah, maybe this is just the movie Trolls
Yeah.
with Justin Timberlake is voicing one of them. The McElroy brothers will be in Trolls World Tour.
I'm going to say it. I didn't like the movie Trolls very much.
I haven't seen it
I
on purpose.
I haven't seen it either. Also
have
on
seen
purpose.
it. I didn't like it very much. I'm sure it's fine if you're like a youth, but boy, I saw it when I was 23 years old, and that's too old to see the movie Trolls.
Did you watch it like alone?
No,
Just like I wonder what's on TV.
no.
Oh, it's the new hip film Trolls.
it was with somebody, and they really liked this movie, and I was like, oh, I can impress a person. I can watch this movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a good movie. It's not very good. So don't watch it, I guess, is the moral of that story. Don't watch Trolls.
Wow, I got a moral out of this podcast.
You
I'm
did.
pretty excited about that.
Don't often get morals. Just call me Aesop.
All right, Aesop. Wow, that was yeah. I've heard that it's not a good movie. I think mostly from you.
Sorry, man.
It doesn't even come up in conversation. You just tell people like, "Hey, you know the movie Trolls? Yeah, it sucks."
How else am I supposed to enter rooms?
I'd much rather watch The Trial of the Chicago 7, which is a fantastic film if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, we gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's really good.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it's exclusively on Netflix right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, you guys y'all wanna tackle some questions?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
The shareholders need our help.
The shareholders, we're coming to the rescue. Ooh,
Like the rescuers.
This is a really interesting little question, a little tidbit of a question. Out of all of the mythologies that have ever existed, what is your favorite god and why?
Kratos.
That's a cool question.
I don't know. I remember doing a project on like Egyptian gods in 5th grade. That was a fun project.
Did you learn a lot?
Probably. Do I remember any of it? No. The first B I ever got in a class was in 5th grade for social studies. So, like, did I learn a lot in that? Maybe not. I don't know. But Anubis is cool. It's got a dog head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anubis is a cool guy.
Anubis
is a pretty cool
Egyptian
guy.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite Egyptian god is Slifer, the sky dragon. He's a giant red dragon. He has 2 mouths.
It's time to do.
I think my favorite god of the mythologies, I have a couple probably. One that comes to mind is Dionysus, the Greek god of
Fantastic
revelry,
choice.
of the drinking of the wine and of the partying. That's kind of fun. Baccalaureate,
Yeah.
graduation. No, the like Greek celebration of Bacchanalia. It was like a big revelry festival. Lots of people, maybe without clothing, drinking, having times of their lives.
That sounds maybe like a fun time.
Yeah. Sounds like Mardi Gras.
Ooh, I like Mardi Gras.
Once again, the greatest god is our god.
I didn't know this was a praise band.
Let me tell you a little story of a friend of mine. His name, Jesus Christ.
I want to hear some Christian rock songs written about old gods.
I love Thor.
Yeah, like what's like a Creed band, but they're like Cthulhu cultists. Like what's the version of that?
Odin loves me, this I know.
Or what was it one song that I always try to get you to help me with? The one that you hate.
The one that I hate.
I
don't know.
It's like Anubis, my God and my all.
Oh, yeah. I don't hate that. It just didn't need to be a jazz waltz that one time.
That's a bad statement about any song.
Are you saying that any song should be a jazz waltz?
Absolutely, yeah. We need more jazz waltzes.
Yeah, I think my favorite god is the world turtle. you know, that like the
Nice.
whole world is on his back. I think he's from like several different cultures share that across their mythologies, that like
Yes.
the world is on the back of a turtle. I just like that idea that we're all just chilling out on a big turtle. It's just appealing to me.
That is very cool. Did you play God of War, the PlayStation game?
I did not. I was an Xbox kid.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
They have a moment where you meet a turtle with a not a whole world, just like a house. But that made me think of that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's
It's a house
also
turtle.
a character in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures that is a turtle that like an actual turtle, size of a turtle, but also has an extra dimensional space on its back that is like a room.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is it The Room?
No, not the movie The Room. I do want to say, so like taking a slightly sociological bent on this question of gods, it's always so fascinating to learn about different mythologies from around the world, different like creation stories, and like the values of a culture sometimes are predicated on what sorts of gods exist in their pantheons, right? Like cultures that have like a trickster god, usually that trickster god symbolizes that culture's like high importance of like wit and being able to like, you know, be sneaky as part of like a social aspect of that culture. I love that my ancestors in Mesoamerica have a corn god, because that, you know, the importance of corn in our culture is great. And yeah, this is really just another excuse for me to bring up the fact that so many fruits and vegetables that are commonplace in other cultures actually come from Latin America. So once again, you're all welcome.
Yes, thank you. I love me
Yeah.
some corn.
And tomatoes and chocolate and avocados,
Yeah.
and peppers. Peppers are such a big part of like a lot of Eastern Asian cultures. A lot of like heat and spice that comes specifically from peppers, but all peppers originate from Latin America.
Wow.
Yeah,
Potatoes too, right? They come
potatoes
from
too.
the
Yeah,
Andes.
from Peru. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So like, what even is Italian cooking without cultural exchange? Because noodles come from China.
Yeah,
And-
Marco Polo brought those back. He was like, "This is long bread. They're gonna love it back in Italy."
Guys, I think you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
And then tomatoes from my part of the world. That's great. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful life.
Aw.
Mexico edition. Do you want another question?
Yeah, you got one more for us?
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
do another one.
So this one's also like a fun question. So I have two. This is a quick one. I'll ask it. I'll give you a chance to think about it while we go on to the next question. What's a song that has made you cry? That's like brought you to tears. So that's the one that we'll think about. We'll answer it here in a second. This is another fun question. So imagine that you've suddenly come into like an enormous amount of wealth. What's like a dumb thing that you would like to spend? They phrase it as, what extremely spoiled convenience would you pay stupid amounts of money for? I immediately think of like a not named past president who had a Pepsi button or a Diet Coke button installed on their desk. I also think of another president who I will name, Lyndon B. Johnson, who had a soda fountain that was all Fresca.
Wow. I like Fresca.
Squirt's better. Let's be real.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squirt is some good stuff.
It might have been Squirt, actually. Either way, it was a grapefruit soda, and that was the only thing that came from that machine.
Wow. Must be nice.
Yeah.
I would want a bigger garage, and I would want to put a whole bar in said garage.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm thinking about building like a fold-up one in my garage, but I would want one that is
Like a
non-foldable. Yeah.
Permanent garage.
It's got its own
Fully
space.
stocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With glassware that I won't break because I break all my glassware. It's fine.
Well, but even if you did break it,
I could
like, it'd be-
replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Infinite glassware. Patent pending.
Like what about like one step up? Like a professional, fully stocked bar that's fully manned.
See,
Because we're talking about like this is something
Opulence.
that you opulence.
True. Well, then I guess we could just move the bar inside the home rather than in the garage. But I feel like I would want to I myself would want to be the bartender. I'd want to get good at doing the with like the thingy and like throwing some stuff around, doing
Like lighting
some
things on fire.
yeah, bartender tricks. I would want to get good at that if I had money to throw at something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I think that I'd want to turn my shower into an entertainment center. I want
That's a great
a
answer.
massive TV. I want a mini fridge in there, video games, whatever, I hang out in the shower so much and I'm always like, man, I wish I could be watching TV in here.
Yeah.
How do you keep your controller from getting wet?
Waterproof controller.
Okay, fair enough. Problem solved.
I got
Problem
two
solved.
words for you.
Have you considered waterproofing?
Is waterproof one word or two words?
It's got to be
Because
one word.
I think it's one word.
I counted to 3 on my fingers as a little bit, which no one saw.
Waterproof.
I saw it, and that's why I
You
asked.
did, yeah. But our listeners didn't see it, so now
But now they know about it.
now they know. I counted to 3 on my fingers.
Like I said, I immediately thought of LBJ, who I think did 2 good things in his presidency. The first is obviously the Head Start program, which allowed folks who couldn't afford to go to preschool to get preschool for free, especially in like more rural parts of the country. I, by the way, was a Head Starter. I did Head Start when I was a little tot, and because of that, I know the beautiful language that is English.
We'll move past that one. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So the second thing, of course, is the Fresca fountain. I was thinking, what's a food that I really love? It's shrimp, baby. I want a shrimp dispenser. I just want it's just going to dispense fresh shrimp into like a cocktail glass, and I'll always have like a shrimp cocktail.
How's it going to keep them fresh?
It's
There's
magic.
a tank above, and when you push the button, it like not only dispenses it, but it also like kills them and rips off the part that you don't eat, and then plops it right onto your thing.
I was just gonna say it's like the like trays of like frozen shrimp that you get at Safeway.
You could do that too, yeah.
Yeah. It just gets replaced every day.
You could just have a shrimp breeding tank, and then you could breed them and eat them.
But I have like a person that kills them once per day.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
they-
want to do any of the work. I just want to push a button and get shrimp into this like bowl.
What if it was like a machine though, where like you push the button and it does the whole process, like sucks them out of the tank?
And take away
Rips the
jobs
head.
from hardworking Americans.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
In this economy. Yeah, that's my go-to. I think that's what I want.
I thought you were gonna go for like the Taco Bell potato thing dispenser.
Oh, I like Taco Bell with potato, but that's like always like an event. Like you go to Taco Bell, you get the soft tacos. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I can't even think, like I don't really want a soda fountain in my house. I lean a cut back, like a fountain that only does Topo Chico, but then it would go flat,
That'd be so sad.
and then you're just drinking mineral water. And no one actually likes mineral water. It's a hoax.
Mineral water is a government conspiracy.
Yeah. Funded by Big Mineral.
Shaking my fist at Big Mineral today. What? Okay. Are we ready to move on to the last question?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot to think about it, even though you said it.
We were talking the whole time. It was maybe bad on my part. What's a song that's made you cry? What's a song that makes you tear up when you think about it?
Anubis, my god and my all.
Well, I know that the song West Coast by Coconut Records always makes me sad because it's about moving away. And I first started listening to that song and playing it when I finished college. So, that has a lot of emotions surrounding it of like saying goodbye to my friends that I made there and like moving away.
Wow, that's a really good answer.
That is a good answer. I'll go next. So recently I helped some high schoolers put on a musical, not to be the guy who has a musical song for the song question, but I'm going to be the guy who has a musical song for the song question. So in the musical, The Theory of Relativity, there's a few in there So there's one about like kind of like growing up and like you leave home and then things change. And then there's another one about a girl who like does really well in life, but then her mom dies, and so she doesn't get to like see the stuff that her kid does. And so those two, both the like the material of the song and also the like experience of like having like built a show with some kiddos that mean a lot to me. Every night of those shows, I had a little tear, and so it was great and also sad and great. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Was it just like the stoic single tear?
Yeah, I'm not good at weeping for some reason. I don't know. What's the deal? I try my
Single
hardest,
tear.
and I just like squeeze really hard, and only one tear ever tears.
You gotta not squeeze. You gotta just let it happen.
That's like you with your Australian accent.
I might. You gotta just let it happen.
Oh no.
It's getting worse. It's getting so much worse.
Yep. The other day, I was in my drama class, my high school drama class. It's the last week of school. Today was my last day with school.
Hey, round of applause.
Amen. I'm really excited for summer. But a couple days ago, it was my last day with my high school drama class, and so we were playing a game. And the game is you have like a quirk about you that someone has to guess. So my quirk was every time I talk, I have to switch accents. And boy, am I not good at accents. And so that was really silly for the children to watch me do accents poorly every time I spoke. So anyway, there's that.
That's funny.
It was a good time. Yeah.
I went on a date and I told people I told the person that I could do accents, and then immediately they were like, "I have a feeling you can't." So I was like, "You're right, but I can do impressions."
Top 10 words said before disaster.
Hey guys, watch this. Yeah, but I did like a Kermit the Frog impression, and that really pleased.
Have we
Nice.
heard your Kermit impression on the pod
I
before?
don't think so. Ooh,
Are we gonna?
I don't know.
Bust it out. Come on. I'll do my Smeagol if you do your Kermit.
Ooh,
Please.
okay. Hi there, Kermit the Frog here.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. Oh, and then there's when he's like with his hands, you know. I could also do a little bit of Mickey Mouse.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Oh no.
Oh boy, I can't wait to go on my date with Minnie. Disney, don't sue me. Oh, Goofy. Oh, it's too brute.
I was about to be like, can you believe people pay money for this? But they don't. Our
They
podcast
don't.
is free.
Totally free.
That's good.
I don't know if you know this, but we actually haven't made any money off of this podcast.
Right. And we're still doing it.
And for some reason.
Here we go. Episode 9. Are we on 9 today?
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Will, let's hear your Smeagol.
Oh, okay. I got to get in the right headspace to do it. Give me one sec. Okay. Smeagol wouldn't hurt anybody. Stupid fat hobbitses.
What?
Oh, that's so good.
That was really
That
good.
was so good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Alright.
it mostly freaks people out when I do it because it's a little too good, you know.
It was real good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't devolve into a person with split personality sort of situation going on for hundreds of years. But I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it so much.
I don't have a dark magical ring, so I should be good on that front.
Hey, by the way, I got an envelope and it said addressed to Phil, Bill, Will, and Associates, and it contained a little pouch with like a ring with like some inscription on it. So I'm gonna just forward that to you because that seemed like it was for you.
Yeah, put it into the fire, and if the runes glow, then yeah, send it to me.
Cool.
Do you remember the first time you did a Smeagol impression? Like, how did you discover that you could do this?
I don't know. You know, I think it started as a Yoshi impression. Playing like Mario Kart and stuff. I started with the Yoshi, and then I was like, if I can do Yoshi, I can do Smeagol.
Nice.
That's really funny. Yeah, the song that made me cry.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Was when Will sang a song in Smeagol's accent.
Please, I will pay you $4 if you do it.
Yeah. Can you sing On Angel's Wings?
What about WAP?
Please do it.
Swallow me. Give it to me raw and wriggling.
Yuck.
I apologize.
This is why our podcast is free. Yes, my watch is on the floor. I was playing with it earlier. I dropped it, and I didn't want to pick it up because I would bonk my head on the microphone. Now it's on the floor. Thank you. Now I know what time it is.
Yes. Yeah, but one of the song that made me cry. The longer I don't answer, the funnier this gets, which is not good. I guess there's two songs. The first song is from a musical. It's from the show Follies by Stephen Sondheim. The song is called Losing My Mind. It's about the character in the show, basically. They reach a point. It's these two couples. Both of the women in the show are like old, like showgirls and like an off-Broadway, like sort of cabaret situation. And so at some point they all go through this psychosis where they end up in this dream sort of realm of, there was kind of a moment where they were both ended up with the wrong person in their marriages. So this is like a song of longing for, like, being in a relationship with one person, but longing for another. Yeah, it's a really, really sad song. It really, really kind of breaks my heart in that specific kind of way. But then there's another song. It's not a crying because I'm sad, but crying because of like just overwhelming emotion. The song is called He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother.
Ooh.
It's like, I think it's originally like recorded by the Pixies or something. But the version that makes me cry is actually like a choral arrangement that BYU's men's choir did a performance of, and my old high school used to do like performances of it every year, and like alumni would come back, and that's just like a song that like I feel in like this, I went to like an all boys Catholic high school. I have a strong connection to that sort of like broiness, because in a lot of ways it meant a lot to me in my upbringing, and so I think that song, which is about like lifting people up and being a good person and doing it for the want of making other people's lives better, and it's not an encumbrance. It's like you're stronger because you're able to lift your brothers up, and it doesn't make you weak that you need help. It makes you stronger because you're admitting that you need help. That's sort of like the African proverb: "He who helps his brother's boat across the lake will also reach the shore." It's meaningful. It's really, really powerful, and it's hard for me to listen to that song without crying, which is why I don't sing it when they do that alumni thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's make a poop joke so it's less serious.
Wait. What was the first song that you said? What was it called?
Losing My Mind.
Is that the one where someone just goes, "Get out of your mind," like over and over again?
Yes, that is exactly that song.
Okay, that one makes me cry too.
Yeah. Because you're going through a psychosis because you're getting out of your own mind.
Right, yeah. And then I hear it again, "Get out of your mind," and I'm like,
Get out of your mind.
All of them. I get like 2 tears on that one.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Whew. 2 Tears, new band name.
Yeah. Like
Also,
that rapper.
New idea for a social class. We live in a society. Do we want to answer a question that's more serious? Because all our questions have been like fun questions.
Sure.
This is going to be our capstone question. This is it. This is a question that we got a couple of weeks ago that we haven't answered, but I think it's good. And I think now that in retrospect, I think we should answer it. The synopsis is basically this. There's this couple. They're living together. I think they're about the same age, which is like 28, 29. The woman in the relationship makes more money. And so they are living together, and they both had jobs that paid about the same. They were paying the same amount for rent. Mm-hmm. And so now the woman makes like 3 times as much money, and the guy is not threatened by this. That's not the point. But he still thinks that he should pay the same amount for rent as he has been paying. And she says, "Well, I make more. I can pay more rent, and I want to." Who do we side with? How do you think they should settle the situation of who pays rent? Because it's just the two of them living together. She now makes 3 times as much as she made before, and she wants them both to pay what would end up being the same percentage of their paychecks towards rent. Yeah, who's right and who's wrong?
I have a thought. Here's my thought. I respect to that person for offering to pay more. Like, that's cool. Not necessary, perhaps, but very cool. And if the other person accepted, I feel like that would be all fine and good and everything would be fine. But if the other person says, no, I think we should pay the same amount of dollars, then I think that's also fine. And I think that could perhaps be the end of the discussion. Like I feel like if a person is, like feels like they want to be paying the same amount because they live in the same place and like that feels like an even split to them, then I feel like that's fine. And I feel like, so I guess that's how I feel like the interaction perhaps ought to go.
Yeah, I think I agree with Luke for the most part. I guess, they should have a discussion about why, they both want what they want to pay,
Yeah.
Like, is it pride that is driving the decision to pay the exact same dollar amount, or is it the desire to be self-sufficient, which is a more admirable quality?
Yeah. Or even just like an admission that they use the same space, the same amount. Like,
yeah,
just because you make more money than me doesn't mean I use the space less.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a good, yeah. I think they definitely should have this conversation. Like fundamentally, people can do what they want, right? Unless it's like illegal, then they shouldn't.
Right.
But that doesn't stop folks always. Anyways, enough about that. I think if I was in that situation and I had a partner that made more money than me and they wanted to pay more in rent, absolutely I'd let them. Are you kidding me? I could save some cash.
Well,
like
you're a trophy husband, Jorge.
See, someone gets it, Luke. Yeah. No, I mean, but that's how I feel. Like if I made more money, I probably would offer to pay more in rent if I was living with just a partner. If I started making more money right now, my roommates aren't getting any of that cash.
Right.
Shout out to my roommates. Love them. They're great.
They are great. I would also think about like what if you break up one day? Then like if one person has been paying more than half, are they then going to be like resentful or like use that as like a thing to hold over the other person after having broken up? Like I would hope not, but I could foresee that becoming a weird point of contention if it were ever to come to an end.
Yeah, but if they ever break up, like people are weird about stuff anyways.
True.
It doesn't really hold any bearing. Like if they made that agreement then, just because you're mad about it, you can't do anything to them now.
That's fair. Yeah.
And it seems like they're keeping their finances separate in this case because they're paying, different portions of the rent.
See, that's the real problem I have with this. They should be pooling their money together
Okay.
so that I can spend it all. Well, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel good about this.
Yeah. Look at us
Yeah.
guiding others to a treasure that we cannot possess.
You mean being in a happy, fulfilling relationship?
And,
I mean,
living with a human.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I live with aliens.
Will you live with the forest creatures?
I live with raccoons and
a witch.
The bird that flies into my window every day because
And the
it's
gnomes.
obsessed with its reflection, and the gnomes. Yeah.
And I have roommates.
And they were roommates.
But yeah. Well, very fun. Well, it's been Bill, Phil, and Associates. It's been an absolute blast having you on the podcast, man.
Thank you for having me on. This has been great.
It's, I'm excited for weekly facts about wombats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll provide you guys with Wombat Facts every week. Until may never happen.
Oh, we missed all of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's okay. I was just talking about wombats again.
Well, we'll find out next week what you said.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to plug, Will?
Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, I work in forest management. And as some of you who live in the Western United States might know, wildfire season is here. It has arrived. And with climate change and more people moving into the wildland-urban interface, wildfire intensity is becoming increasingly a problem in the Western United States. So I urge all of you to go to fs.usda.gov/learn to learn about natural resources and wildfires and how you can create defensible space around your home if you do live in a wildfire-prone area, and also just resources for learning about forests and all the amazing services they offer us and why we should protect them.
Wow. And that website was fs.usda.gov/learn.
Yes, that is correct. That's the Forest Service's learning tab on their website. It's full of tons of resources for any kind of learning, and the wildfire section is a great place to start if you're looking to contribute to the effort to fight for the intensification of forest fires.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being on this episode. Thank you for participating in all of our weird shenanigans.
Thanks for having me. This was a blast.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this podcast, dear listener, dear shareholder, holder of our shares, of our wares and cares and teddy bears. If you would like to support us, you can do so in a number of ways, so we can continue to make this. As we said, we've made $0 from this podcast so far, and that's fine. But if you enjoy our stuff, feel free to, if you're using Apple Podcasts at all, or even if you're not, but you have access to iTunes / an iPhone or whatever, leave us a review. Give us 5 stars if you really like us. We'll read all the reviews that we get at the end of our episodes. Also, shoot us an email, lukeandjorgepod@gmail.com. What else should the folks do?
You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Luke and Jorge Pod, and you'll get some cool stuff. We'll Twitter you tweets, and we'll Insta you some grams. You'll love it.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.